Yay.
Yay.
I brought something to read again, Michael, if you want me to get
Yes,
started.
please.
Okay. This is an excerpt from my last video. What is emptiness? If you try to grasp emptiness, it slips through your fingers. Emptiness isn't a thing that can be owned, found, measured, or even truly described. One must recognize emptiness for oneself. It's not a void. It's the mysterious openness in which all things appear and pass away. No thing, no self exists in isolation. When we deeply look for any boundary in direct experience between sky and earth, self and other, thought and thinker, we find we can't find one outside of imagination. What we find is a seamless tapestry where every thread relies on the space between atoms. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. The play of that which seems to be is intimately the same as the infinite groundlessness that they arise as. For us, these insights of emptiness translate into practicality and allow an everyday simplicity. Ordinary intimacy is all there is. Emptiness expressing as washing dishes, scrubbing tears from your cheek, becoming the sound of the wind when it blows. Emptiness cannot be gained because it's everything, because it's this. You don't become empty by denying or transcending life. True non-dual emptiness is already all-inclusive. Emptiness was never about negating ourselves or the world out of existence, but seeing that these simply aren't what they seem to be. Appearances aren't solid and separate as we were taught to believe. Recognition is simply losing our death grip on our ideas of life and openness, the alive fullness of empty freefall. This is a vast miracle without a possessor, a tingling absence that permits joy, sorrow, confusion, and clarity. It's a blank canvas overflowing with possibility, the loving host of this instant. Every breath, every laugh, every heartbreak, every mundane traffic jam are all openly gifted their existence, lended the warmth of the sun and the light of awareness. All is unconditionally held and liberated in the arms of emptiness. Emptiness is this, already present. It's so everything that it isn't a thing at all. It is what lets life live in all its magnificent freedom. No exclusions. It is what it appears as. Emptiness is an infinite resounding yes, the pure electric wonder that there seems to be life here, the invisible lifeblood of existence, the all in all, the open and unconditional hospitality that validates everything. In emptiness, you never have to become worthy or fixed or finished. You are already, inseparably, the pristine space that permits all. Emptiness is not somewhere far off, reserved for saints and sages. It is this intimacy right now, this ungraspable presence as you listen, as you wonder, as this all-inclusive and ever-shifting embrace. Can you feel it? The spaciousness that's always here, prior to every thought and sensation.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I guess there's nothing else to say, huh?
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, try to separate yourself from experiencing. You're just pure, eternal presence experiencing. So you're just this one immutable, singular experiencing. You can't stand apart from yourself to be in a subject object relationship.
Yes, the mind is the play of opposites, and what you are has no opposite.
Yes.
Even this conversation is empty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like a clean slate where nothing's happening. Where did that just go?
Mhm. I think that's the freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I realized at some point that if nothing ever happened, then it means all those bad things didn't happen either. And that's actually pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's just an opinion of the character, but so be it.
Yeah, just like the nightmare at night, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
But it woke
everything.
you up from the dream. So that's cool.
So this is purity in that way.
Hey, Grace. Yeah,
So
freedom is
what is
literal.
emptiness really?
Hmm.
What is emptiness really? I've heard it talked about before.
Okay, well, ask that question and then answer it without a thought. And there's your answer.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a direct experience of yourself as the pure, empty, open awareness from which everything appears and disappears.
Or you could watch my latest video, What is Emptiness?
Yay. That's funny.
It's so easy to miss, but yet it's not, it's like right here. Um, the mind just gets involved, and then there's like attention on thoughts. But then what is noticing those thoughts? So subtle.
It's too intimate to know.
Mm-hmm. Too close.
Mm-hmm.
When asked who he was, Nisargadatta Maharaj said, "Who am I? Nothing in particular, yet I am."
Beautiful. That's why his teaching, or his main pointing, was focus on the felt sense I am without thought. That's the portal. And then you recognize yourself. So that's consciousness turning around and looking at itself, sees itself clearly.
And then there's like, oh my gosh, wow, how did I miss this? It's always been here. Like, it's so natural and organic. There's no high state. There's no any of that. What the mind wanted it to be, the expectation of what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Scratching the arm, looking around. This is it right here. Simple, very simple. The sound of the cars outside, the window, the colors. Looking at you, it's right here. It's it.
Yay. Yeah, the mind can play little scams with the hide and seek game to keep yourself as pure awareness distracted with the thought forms, but it needs to be an explosion, it needs to be an orgasm, it needs to be exotic or something, but it's just aware being. It's very simple. It's what you've always been, what you always are already. And then you realize too that you've only ever experienced non-duality. You've never experienced duality. It was only a thought saying otherwise, And that's why the thought was resisted and elicited this sensation of discomfort, because the intuition was alarming an error because it was not matching your experience,
Mm-hmm.
And so that forces you to question, to inquire. So it's like you brilliantly planned and planted all the clues in your dream to wake yourself up, and you gave yourself the challenge of first forgetting yourself and just for fun finding yourself again.
Yeah, that's why it says in the Bible in John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, God was with the Word. God was the Word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as empty potential, which is what you are, in deep sleep, that's a direct pointing to that, but you can't experience without modulating yourself as the activity of thinking and perceiving. Otherwise, you can't experience yourself. So by appearing as the Word, by being God, appearing as the Word, you can taste yourself.
Sometimes I talk about this takes courage. This takes courage to see, because you have to let go of what society has taught you, that you're the body. We celebrate birthdays every year. Oh, congratulations, another year older. Well, no,
Uh-huh.
no. You were never born.
Yeah, the whole Maya scam was built on that one belief, I am the body. And then because of being the power of awareness, you illuminating that belief, you dream or render it, but you render evidence of it, convincing evidence. So then you dream hospitals and governments and lawyers and billboards that say you need to have this surgery and you need to do this and that. And science teachers trying to prove that there's a physical world of matter that they don't actually experience, so then they can never prove it. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, the distractions are endless, so it seems.
Yeah, you got to be vigilant with that. If that's appearing to happen, then you got to be a samurai. You got to go all hell's angels on that shit, like, and witness those thoughts, which is like pulling out your samurai sword. Shing.
Yeah.
That's so funny, Jenny, because I can remember just I was a samurai in the Course of Miracles and the 12 steps and the reading and the meditation. And then there was a part of this mind that would say, we've got to figure it out so that we don't have any more thoughts. And that will be us all the time. And I was a samurai, just trying to, and it was like every morning, it's like, well, here are the thought, they're still here. Nothing is
Yeah, yeah,
changing.
you can't. That's the thing, you can't resist. Yeah, just like any martial arts, it's Wu Wei, complete intuition. There's no resistance. Yeah.
All that work,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, on some level, some unconscious level, uh, I wanted this to happen, I guess. I don't know. And then it didn't happen. It was just right here. It was just so simple and so clean, and there's nothing wrong with thoughts arising at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of all of this.
Yeah, the thoughts are the ocean.
Mhm.
The waves are the ocean. They're not two.
Yeah, when you don't resist them, you are them.
Is there a purpose to the dream?
Only from the relative perspective, from the absolute perspective. No, this is just playtime. But from the relative perspective, it's like, because I remember right when I recognized this, I was like, oh my God, it was so clear that I'm God dreaming this. I'm pure consciousness, formless, infinite, and this was all a dream. Nothing happened. There is no time. And in that moment, I had the thought, oh my God, so I dreamt that to recognize myself, because otherwise I wouldn't have had a reference point. You know, you're infinite, you're unmanifest, you're non-objective, you're prior to the finite thinking and perceiving, you know? So you can see it as a gift, and then you can experience yourself as God by dreaming this. Otherwise, like in deep sleep, you're not experiencing, you have no knowledge, you're aware of nothing.
Is that then a purpose that God dreams this so that God can experience itself?
I would say the real answer is you ask that question and then don't have a thought and answer the question.
Okay.
And that's the answer.
Mm-hmm.
But from modulating yourself as the activity of thinking and perceiving, so as God, projecting yourself as thinking and perceiving, you can reference and then you can conceptualize and say, oh wow, I dreamt this to wake up to myself, to realize myself, to recognize, and now I can have fun. But then without a thought, what is that? What is anything? And you're so infinite and absolute, you don't even need a body or anything. So we with the thinking, perceiving, we can give rise to meaning. We can give it a purpose. But without thinking, there's no purpose.
Mhm. Okay, I can't resist. One more Nisargadatta.
Mm-hmm.
You just are the ultimate cause, uncaused. Right? So the mind is always dealing with causes. Why this? Why that? But if what you are is like the boss cause because it's causeless.
I like that the boss calls.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
I like to say things arise for the sake of themselves. So it's prior, the obviousness is in the thing itself. It wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we say purpose, we are talking about time,
Mm-hmm.
because usual understanding of purpose is something happens so that something else happens in the timely future. And in deeper sense, there is no time.
Mhm.
Yeah, because time is thought. What is time without thought? There's just eternity. Beautiful.
Mm.
Everything feels better when you don't believe in thoughts.
Hmm.
You don't even have to completely stop thinking, because that's really hard. I've been trying to do it for years. But you can just stop believing your thoughts, and then they're harmless. They're just a bunch of words that don't mean anything.
Yeah, it's like when you were a kid and you believed in the boogeyman, and then you realized it was just your imagination. And then you're like, oh, well, that's not scary. That's what all of this is, your imagination.
Mhm.
There were so many. Thanks for sharing that, Jade. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were this week, I experienced lots of negative thoughts coming through. Just coming through, and none of it happened. None of it was true. it was just a lot of the thoughts are just like lies, like, but none of it happened of what the thoughts were presuming or projecting, usually projecting in the future, and there can be even hate thoughts will come up here. And it's like, wow, but there wasn't any identification with them. There was a bit of a sting, I'll say that. I was like, oh, and then when this situation unfolded, it was nothing like what the thoughts. It's like attack thoughts that come up at times. But I can see that it's not real, because like I said, the events will unfold and it's nothing like what the thoughts are saying. Nothing like it.
Yeah.
And then there's some light thoughts, oh, you're doing a great job, that kind of thing. There's like two of them, the ones that, praising and everything. And then there's the other one that's like, well, like they're doing this and blah, blah, blah. It's like, sweet. And then when the situation unfolds, it's nothing like that at all.
Isn't that funny?
It's happening ever since I was a child, ever since there was a development of character and thoughts and concepts and stories, believing in stories for so long, and then it's like, wow, it's nothing. The story is not true.
Beautiful, yeah.
It stops becoming about whether it's true or not, because that stops making sense, that whole context. And it just becomes different flavors of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just like an energetic disentanglement from the stories.
Mm-hmm.
You don't believe them.
Beautiful, Leela. Mm-hmm.
There seems to be something so true and real about negative thoughts, or thoughts that are bringing you down. Last night, couldn't sleep, up, just mind crazy, right? Crazy mind. Watch it, and then doing YouTube, going through all kinds of meditations and spiritual teachings to try to get out of it. And as I look back now, and my mind's pretty cool right at the moment, I just have this sense that there was something very real, some kind of communication that was something trying to communicate to me about something, and it was real and it was deep, and it sort of like wanted me to understand or grow or whatever. I mean, I can sit here and I'm practicing also, okay, well, without thought, not going to thought, what was that? And I could do that, and I'm doing that, but it's like, there's I don't know, it just seems like there's something very valuable, extremely valuable. I mean, it's almost like, or it was the emptiness speaking, okay? Even though it was killing me, or I thought I was dying, or, things like that. It was, the emptiness was speaking, and that's why I go back to purpose. Like, was there a purpose? Because I am not the same person now than I was at 3 a.m.
Yeah, it's all the
Fundamentally
opportunity
different.
to wake up. So you're hiding from yourself and what's being resisted. So you're on the other side of that resistance is your freedom. So once you dive into it, you feel it fully, aware without thought. You transmute it, you swallow it, you dissolve it within you, and then you're free. But when you keep avoiding it, you keep perpetuating the suffering, because suffering is resistance. So then that resistance is the portal.
Mm.
So yeah. So is that resistance there for what I had last night?
Mm-hmm.
Could I call that there was a purpose to that resistance? It wasn't just haphazard.
Yeah.
There was an actual purpose for me, specifically in my situation. It's like, okay, Dawn, you say you want to wake up. I'm always praying to God, let me wake up, that kind of stuff. And so God comes to me at 3 a.m. and says, okay, you want to wake up. You told me that. You keep telling me that. And you keep telling me, do what you need to do to wake me up, which I got to be careful about. When I talk to God, I say, do whatever you need to do, because he'll do some heavy things.
Right.
So it's like, so at 3 a.m. he said, okay, here I am. And it might not feel good, but you said you wanted to wake up. So that's what I'm sort of looking at as purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the nightmare at night. You dream it's so bad that it forces you to wake up.
So Dawn, I wanted to interject here. That was beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, because I can identify too with sometimes there are nights where thoughts will be loud. I'll wake up with these thoughts about yesterday or what I should be doing, and guess what? The fear thoughts will come up. And the one thing that I've been doing, I guess it's going on 2 years now, is sensations. The trick for me was that the belief was in the thoughts, but I was completely forgetting about the sensations. But so there's been a movement at nighttime when I'm sleeping, and this is happening. No, it's just a movement to just go to the sensations of the hands, just the hands on the pillow, the body on the bed, like because I already see that I'm not thought. So there's attention. What is attention, right? That emptiness that Leela was reading, there's like a movement to the sensations of the body. And as soon as I put that attention on the hands and on the legs, all of a sudden the thoughts kind of like, they're not there. They kind of like subside and I go straight into sleep. Because for a long time, a seeming long time, I was drawn to the thoughts as if it was real. But see, that to me felt like, I guess you want to call it the seeing clearly or the awakening or whatever. It's like it's here, it's right here, or it's like now I know to just go straight to sensations of the body, because then it's like, okay, where did they go? And it's not really like I go to sleep. The body just goes right into sleep. Put the sensations on the hands. It's just something intuitive I've been doing for a year and a half now. And it's not that I'm trying to get rid of the thoughts, it's that I'm not putting attention on them when I'm sleeping. It's putting attention somewhere else, which is the body mechanism. And to me, this is the key to settling into sleep. Because I don't even remember what those thoughts are today. Does it even matter today, or is it it's gone? So there is like this there's like this seeing so clearly that the sensations are the gateway to this emptiness that she was reading. And so there was an intuitive movement to just go straight to the hands and the feet. And it was just great because it's like, oh, thank goodness, I'll go to sleep, And because it's just like children talking. But for a long time, I ignored innocently ignored, oh, yeah, the sensations, because this is what's real. Thoughts are talking, but what's really real? This is what's really real. This is what's really real. Holding on to this right here, rubbing this. It's so simple. I believed in that, so that thoughts were real for such a long time that I forgot innocently forgot about the sensations of the body, that this can be, that it is a gateway to emptiness, even though there's no way, I'm not even getting to emptiness because I am that emptiness, but it's almost like falling into, resting into that. And then there's that sense of peace, because like what Jade said, in that moment, where's the belief? When there's focusing on the sensations of the hands, and in the middle of the night, I just go straight to the body.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. It is like a portal. That's what I was gonna say. Like you can die into the sensation. I mean, just to put it in a poetic way. But
Mm.
that's why we go to thought to dissociate, because we think that feeling will kill us on a subconscious level. It's not going to kill us. We're capable of feeling the full onness.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Leela, yes.
Yeah, I love that.
I found that that was also uh, I wanted to get rid of it when I focused on whatever was going on right here, right now, and it's fine to get rid of it. It's like I create a better self-image, or I feel better. Just like you bring yourself to your breathing, and it breaks thought, and thought is no longer obstructing uh, the presence that's here right now. But if I don't go into what that uh, the essence of the feeling or the emotion or whatever is happening, and just be there with it completely without using a technique to try to get rid of it, it'll just keep on coming back. That's what I've noticed. And when you said 3 o'clock in the morning, that's when I get downloads sometimes. The download comes in. It's almost like, oh, wow. Should I write this down? And because stuff comes in, and when you're not least expecting it, I guess you might say, it just happens.
It,
But yeah, go ahead.
sorry, Manny. It
Yeah,
keeps coming back because it's a gift, and it
yeah,
will come back until you fully feel
address
it.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the opportunity to be free.
yeah. Like going through fear. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, facing it full on, being one with it, making
yeah.
love to it.
Be careful what you wish for, Don.
Hold on to your chair. That's what but it never can give you more than you can handle. That's what I
Hmm.
recognized. Yeah,
Yeah. It knows.
The thinking says that it can give you more than you can handle, but
yeah.
that's the truth. Yeah,
Hmm.
but that's thought.
Hmm. Yeah, because it's a bully and it wants to be the boss.
Direct.
But it's empty too, you know. It's just a survival mechanism. It's trauma expressing, you know.
It's that appearance that comes and goes. It's the
Mm-hmm.
experiences that come and go. This is just coming and going. It's just impermanent. So can I just notice that and be okay with it?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I have doubts that I need to do something about it? Because,
And then be okay with that.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
If you can't not resist, don't resist that.
Hmm.
Resistance is allowed, you know, it already. It also has a chance to express like everything else. It's not personal.
And that's the coming home
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over again, just like with thoughts that came up this week. It's like, seeing that it's not true, but they are welcome to share or whatever, talk, say whatever it wants to say, arise. And then the other thing to that is there's no control. I'm not controlling that. There's no doer here doing that.
That's
It's
right.
just happening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that can be noticed is thoughts never touch beingness.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're diametrically opposed.
Just like the screen at the theater, the images don't stain.
I was telling Michael, it's good to sensitively notice the difference between the symbol or the sound or the image and the meaning that it's given. You know, they are two different things, and it's good to be able to discern.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's a story that somebody else is telling over there, that's a sound or an image, but it doesn't mean anything to you because it's not your story. But what makes our stories have meaning? It's that energetic, frantic, this is about me, I must do something energy.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
So it can be helpful to look at who are all these stories applying to.
No one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you eventually see.
Yeah, every time you investigate, it collapses. It's a direct experience.
So if the oh sorry.
No, go ahead, Michael.
I was just saying if the mind says it claims there's a problem, it needs you to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you just remain silent,
Exactly. What you resist persists. If you leave thoughts alone, they'll leave you alone. Because you're the power of awareness giving rise to it. So when you're beaming your light, paying attention to it, you give it your power. You give your power away.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can reserve your interest. It's all fine without the spark of meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to throw the baby out with the bathwater either, you know. Meaning is fun. This is what life wants to do, you know, express.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if we just didn't respond for a while? 5 minutes,
If
but
you
What?
don't
Yeah.
if you don't respond, it's like having a salesman that knocks at your door, and if you keep opening it, he's going to keep coming back.
yeah.
But if you stop answering those thoughts, they'll eventually go away on their own.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Another way is um, once you realize everything is the play of consciousness, and then later on you'll get to paying attention to your thoughts. And as you begin to pay attention to your thoughts, to me, I started noticing that they happen in a pattern, and they're always associated with something else. Whatever you see, your mind tells you a story about it. Whatever somebody says something about something else, your mind tells you a story about that. And as you begin to just watch how these thoughts come through and flow through, they begin to slow down.
Mhm.
The more you
Totally.
watch them, the more you watch them and let them be what they are, negative, positive, hateful, anger, whatever, then they start slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So
Mhm.
true experiential. Thank you. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like they're calling you to pay attention to
Yeah.
Yeah.
what you think you're thinking.
Yeah, when you're witnessing, you're not giving your power away. You're making them your bitch, basically. Because, like, when you're being aware of it without thought, you turn around and look at yourself as the source.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't fool you anymore.
And then once you turn around and look at yourself, or I look at myself, that emptiness, if emptiness had words, it would say you're okay and you're free.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong in this moment.
Yeah.
Yay.
It had words.
Yeah, and if it had words, it would say, I was appearing as that thought.
Hmm.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That.
just taking a step back
Oh, that's
out
gorgeous.
of the story, and
Hmm.
seeing it for what it is, like weather in the sky.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Wow. Yeah.
And you notice a lot of funny things, like when you're around when you're around different people, you have different thoughts. You don't,
Yeah.
they're always associated with the environment that you're in.
Hmm.
It's amazing. It's
Oh, I
amazing how they
know.
come.
I studied that for years. I was very fascinated with that. And
Mhm.
yeah, like the qualities that arise from so it's like being one frequency undulating within itself, tasting itself as these unique frequencies. And when these unique frequencies get together, they bring out unique qualities, different qualities. So it's
Mhm.
like how you can experience, how you can pretend to, yeah, make these personality qualities appear. Yeah, isn't that funny? It's like
I
that
know.
Jim Carrey mentioned that. He's like, if I'm all these different characters, if I can just like, then what the hell am I? I don't even know what I am. Like, there's all these different personalities that are appearing and disappearing. Where is this coming from?
Is
It's
there anyone
amazing.
here that hasn't shared, want to share something? Anyone that's in this meeting? It's open.
Yeah, I'm kind of transfixed by watching Alexis create art.
Hmm.
I wanted to mention the same. It's lovely.
No.
Who is
Thanks.
Alexis?
That's me.
Um,
Oh, I think I am. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so maybe we can take a moment and feel into uncaused. Cause and effect is for the mind, not you.
Mhm.
Uncaused is sort of like when you're sleeping at night and having a dream. You're actually safe in bed, just sleeping,
Mm.
no matter what the dream says or does.
When you stop trying to figure out what causeless means, there it is.
Bam. Right? That's where Jen says it's too simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too effortless just by simply being. So any effort would just be you that's simply being distracted with a thought that there's effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Effort isn't what we think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like thoughts need to go away, but they come way lighter, more
Mm-hmm.
playful, not so serious.
Yeah, illusion means it's not what it appears to be. So when you see that clearly, that it's all you, it's the emptiness, the unmanifest, the infinite being. There's no more boogeyman.
It's like
You
the
were
boogeyman is asking the question.
the what?
The boogeyman is asking the questions.
Yeah, you're appearing to yourself within yourself as the boogeyman to wake yourself up. It's so
Yeah.
sweet.
It's constantly asking these questions, and then later on, the answers come, and it feels good about that. And then later on, something will happen. A renter will call you and say that the neighbor's got a dog, whatever it is, and now I have to do something about it. See, or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll test yourself. You'll
Yeah.
keep trying to scam yourself to see if you pass your own tests. See how vigilant you really are.
Mhm. You can become really intimate with reaction and see what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Fear. Yeah. Fear of being exposed, of not being responsible.
Well, well, it's the same thing that makes leaves open in the morning when the sun hits it, or cats jump when you scare them.
Mm-hmm.
It's prior. There's thought as an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
The spiritual teacher Byron Katie, she has a question that she asks people when they complain to her about one thing or another. She says, "Who would you be without that thought?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah, my friend has a bumper sticker of hers that says, "What are you without your story?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
That's so great.
I bet that makes a lot of people have an existential crisis on the road.
Where did she get that bumper sticker? I'd like to get that. Oh
From
my
Byron
God.
Katie. Yeah, probably from her website or something. But
I like that.
yeah, that's a good good way to have a glimpse while you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the genius of Byron Katie is actually her second question, because she knows human nature when it says, "My mother didn't love me." Question one, can you know that's true? Oh yeah, no, she didn't love me. Number
Right.
two, can you absolutely know that's true?
Right.
Uh, well, no.
The doubt comes up. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because she asked it a second time, because our knee-jerk reaction would be based on all this evidence I've collected. And then when she asks it again,
she turns it around.
yeah.
Yeah, the turnaround's very powerful too.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can, is that true yourself into silence, you know?
Wow.
That's true.
I like that.
Is it true?
Yeah, once you start asking questions, it's game over, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, because then you go from is it true to who's asking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then words don't refer to anything, and they become like paint, an art medium.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Alexis isn't asking if the green she's applying is true.
I love that.
Would anybody else like to ask a question or make a comment before we close out today? Beautiful. Thank you guys. Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
guys.
Thank
Mwah.
you,
Love
everybody.
you. How
Love you
fun.
all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.